Well, good morning, folks. Welcome back to Woodcraft. My name is Joe. Thank you very much for being here today. I hope everyone is doing well. It is no big secret that I love to cook in the woods. So it's also no big secret that I'm kind of addicted to camp stoves. And it's also not a huge secret that the whole process of gasification or wood gasification is fascinating to me. I enjoy using stoves that make use of that process. It's really cool to watch. It's really cool to learn how to best use fire in that gasification process. It's just a fun hobby, a really fun aspect of cooking in the woods. Anyway, without getting too much into my rambling nature, I want to talk to you about a stove, brand new on the market. This one's kind of dirty, dingy. It's been well used. In fact, if you guys have been hanging around for the last month or so, you've seen it on at least 2 different videos. If you've seen it quite a bit on Instagram. But anyway, this is from mysurvivalpack.com. Chad from mysurvivalpack.com has done it again. Like I said, this one's brand new on the market. It has been out for, I think, about 3 weeks, something like that. I got this one about a week ahead of schedule. Been playing with it ever since. Have really come to enjoy it. Again, for folks that have been around for a while, know that one of my favorite gasification stoves is also from mysurvivalpack.com. It is their Core M4. I absolutely love that thing. As far as a personal stove or small meals for my family, it works absolutely fantastically. Packs light, it's easy to carry, easy to assemble. This one is another one very much like it, except for it's considerably smaller. It's also considerably lighter. This one comes in with package included, everything. It is 4.9 ounces. So for you ultralight hikers or folks that just like to keep track of weight, this is an excellent option, in my opinion. It also packs down nice and flat, which is really cool. You can fit it in your back pocket. You can actually fit it in your front pocket. It's very compact, very easy to use. Again, very easy to assemble. But again, before I get too far into my rambling nature there, let's go ahead and change the camera angle. I'll show you how to assemble it, go over some more specs there, cook some breakfast, and just talk about this stove. Those birds are going crazy in the background. Let's go over the specs real quick, just get those out of the way. Again, this is a gasification stove. The assembled weight is 4.9 ounces. Total kit, including the bag, I misspoke earlier, I'm sorry. The total kit, including the bag, is 5.7 ounces. The top opening is just over 3 inches square. The height is just over 5 inches. The bottom opening is about 3.5 inches square. So overall, it's about 4 inches square. You can see it's a pretty small footprint. It's very easy to assemble, which you'll see here in just a second. Again, it's a gasification stove, which is awesome. And the fact that it's a gasification stove that folds down almost flat is incredible to me. Go ahead and show you what a brand new one looks like. It does come with instructions. I do recommend reading these. Not only are they informative, but Chad has a pretty funny sense of humor too. So the instructions, if you choose to get a set like this, the instructions are humorous as well. There is an optional alcohol stove that comes with this. It just sets down in there, just like that. It works great. We're not really going to be demonstrating that today, but I've already reviewed this stove. If you check the end of this video as well as the description box, I will put a link to the review of this stove as well. But I believe if you choose to get this alcohol stove with this one, I believe it's an additional $3. And this is what you get, just a bunch of flat pieces. We've got it all out. Let's go ahead and highlight this real quick. It's a nylon bag. Comes with hook and loop enclosure up top, a cord to tie it off to something. The bag is nylon, it is water resistant. The top is not, it's not zippered or anything, so water's not going to seep through the side here, but it can get in through the top. But again, if you're just caught out in a rain or something like that, it's not a big deal. It will protect the stove. But the stove is titanium, so it's not going to corrode on you. Let's go ahead and demonstrate how to put this together. Keep in mind, this is the first time this particular stove has been assembled. Also keep in mind, I'm doing this through a viewfinder, so it is incredibly simple. It just may look harder than it actually is. You assemble 3 of the walls, just by the side notches there. Go ahead and put in the bottom and the top. Snap those together, hold them with one hand. Take your door side, slide it down on one side, and then you just kind of bend the contraption together. Get the bottom and the top pieces in their corresponding slots. And there you go. You're home free from there. Each of the top pieces has a little lip on the bottom, which goes on top of this top ring. So it'll slide in just like that. If you can see that right down there, it'll slide in just like that. And it has a notch on the side right there that'll sit up over the corner of the stove. Just like that. And there you go. Pretty simple. The first time or two is actually, you kind of have to marry the pieces together. They do still have the factory burrs or whatnot. Now, as far as the door to the feed port, take the side of the door and put this hook closest to this tab with that tab angled up. Same thing with the other side. Now just kind of pinch it together like that. Slide that top tab up in that slot right there. Push these doors in to where the lip of the bottom of the port goes into those slots, and slide them over to where they hook into those bottom notches right there. It's nice and secure. Today, we're just gonna use it as is. I'm gonna cook up some breakfast, just some eggs and some bacon bratwurst. As you can see, it does have a substantial burn chamber down in here. So you do have lots of different options on how to burn it. My preferred way is just the simple way. Get a little bit of a fire going in here and just feed it through the door. However, that being said, I have highlighted in the past several different methods of using stoves like this, where you stand sticks up there, do kind of like a pseudo Swedish fire torch down inside of a cook stove. That works well in this. You can use wood pellets in this. That works exceptionally well. That provides a really good afterburn or whatnot for the gasification process. It works great. Today, we're just going to use some small sticks and twigs, just regular debris on the forest floor. This stove is really efficient. It doesn't take a whole lot of fuel to get done what you need to get done. You don't have to be too precise with this. You just wanted to get enough of a fire established in the burn chamber itself, so when you start adding fuel to the feed port door, that fuel will catch, and that is actually what you're going to use to cook with. One thing I really like about this stove, the fact that it has open ports on the bottom, on the ash plate. You can just take your lighter, easily get it going. Alright, now that we are going fuel in the feed port door, go ahead and get a pan on there, heat the oil up. We're doing bacon bratwurst. It's actually bacon and cheese bratwurst. Do this to one side. This stuff is amazing, folks. Dan's Mountain Magic. This is the Chipotle version he puts out. It's absolutely fantastic. I've had this for 3 weeks. Container is almost half gone already. That tells you how much we like it. It's spicy, but even my kids like it, so it's not too terribly spicy. Another thing that is really neat about this stove is that the pot rests on the top, the four corners, are extremely solid. So if you can do like I am here. I'm not really wanting to cook the sausage or the bratwurst any further. Just mainly wanting to get the eggs while still keeping that warm. So I can easily put this pan or skillet off to one side, and it still supports it, still keeps it balanced, but most of the heat is being directed on this corner of the pan. Well, that's cooling down just a little bit. Just wanted to comment real quick. That was cooked with 2 pieces of wood about that big and about a handful of twigs about that big. It's incredibly efficient. Burn time on that was, 10 minutes, something like that. Pretty easy. Very easy to get lit. Very easy to control. As I'm sure you can guess, that is pretty tasty. Let's talk about that stove for just a quick second. Its obvious main intent is to be light, easy to carry, easy to maintain. It hits all of those goals very well. I really like the stove. In my opinion, it's more so of a personal or very small group of people type stove. While you can, you know, put a big pot on it, it is strong enough to support a large pot with a large amount of water in it. I don't feel like it could put out enough heat to efficiently do that. Not that it can't do it, it's just you would spend a lot of time putting fuel into it. So like I said, it's more so intended, at least in my mind, to be a stove where you boil a few cups of water for a mountain house meal, or, you know, a cup of coffee, or in this case, you know, some eggs and some bratwurst, you know, stuff like that. It's more so designed for quick, easy meals, in my opinion. While it does pump out a lot of heat, but because it is a smaller stove, you can't fit enough fuel in there at any given time for a long-standing burn without you having to run around and constantly feed fuel to it. Now, for a quick meal like this, where you don't need a lot of heat, it doesn't take too long to cook it. It works very well, very low maintenance. I had to adjust the fuel 2, maybe 3 times, something like that. For a meal like this, it's not high maintenance at all as far as fuel concerns go. Again, it's nice and light. It comes in at 5.7 ounces with the whole kit complete, or the stove by itself is 4.9 ounces. And with a price point at around $40, it still does land inside that budget range, at least in my opinion, for my budget anyway. So all that being said, folks, I give this stove 2 enthusiastic thumbs up. I really like it. Again, Chad from mysurvivalpack.com has knocked it out of the park, so to speak. I really enjoyed using it, and I look forward to using it some more. You guys will definitely be seeing it in future videos. Anyway, thank you guys very much for being here today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It does help the channel out quite a bit. I do appreciate it. Also, if you enjoy cooking videos, bushcrafty type stuff, other gear reviews, please make sure to hit that subscribe button right down here and hang around for some more videos. And as always, guys, hit that comment section up. Let's talk about this stove. Ask me questions. I'll do my best to answer them. If I don't have the answers, I'm sure someone else out there does. Anyway, thank you again for being here today, and I will see you next time. Hope you guys have a great day.